I came late to the party, but binged all of Apple TV's Dope Thief just in time for the finale. Does this series as a whole pay off? Longtime Philly friends and delinquents pose as DEA agents to rob an unknown house in the countryside, only to have their small-time grift become a life-and-death enterprise as they unwittingly reveal and unravel the biggest hidden narcotics corridor on the Eastern Seaboard. So if you're into Munchies, stick around to the end of the video as I try something brand new. Not really looking forward to giving it a go either. Okay, this stars Brian Tyree Henry, Wagner Moura, Marin Ireland, Amir Arison, Nesta Cooper, Kate Mulgrew, Ving Rhames, and Dustin Nguyen. Henry and Moura are the duo who have this ingenious idea to pose as DEA agents in order to rob drug houses. They pull this off successfully multiple times before hitting a house where everything just turns to crap. And from that point on, they are pursued, threatened, and attacked by unknown parties intent on getting the stash and money back. Now, this limited series has 8 episodes that are all wickedly intense and nerve-wracking. The anxiety that the story creates and then maintains, it's insane. I mean, we're talking heart-pounding, palm-sweating, can't-breathe type of stress, and it is beautifully executed. I mean, first, the performances from Henry and Moura are just engaging and tragic. They play rough guys who've grown up in the rougher part of Philly, scraping by and surviving through whatever means necessary. They're the best of friends, which not only creates extreme and passionate interactions between them, but they're also explosive towards each other, like brothers or lovers, having such a deep connection with the other that they can also be dysfunctional in their relationship. And the dialogue exchanges between the duo, they are wild. It feels as though we are eavesdropping on a bickering couple who are at their wits' end and may just tear each other apart if the pressure isn't relieved. Brian Tyree Henry is so emotive throughout this. I mean, he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, fearful for his mom and his best friend. There are multiple times we can see a raw and vulnerable portrayal beyond full display, with quivering lips, snot dripping, and red, teary-eyed sobs just overtaking the character. And Henry is absolutely convincing in his passion. He's enveloped and overcome by the stress of the situation, partially for his own safety, but more so for those in his life that he cares for. And funny enough, even though in regular terms Henry would be considered a bad guy, he's got so much integrity for protecting his loved ones that he is much easier seen as a good guy who's trapped in a terrible situation. Wagner Moura gives an equally compelling performance, but in a different way. His character Manny is a broken dude. I mean, he is racked with guilt and can barely function because of that. And thanks to the blame that he places on himself, his decisions become erratic, sometimes terrible. But just like with Henry, I loved watching the intense concern and passion for his friend take the forefront. I mean, Manny is damaged and flawed, just like pretty much every character in this series, but he's also got endearing qualities thanks to the vulnerability that Moura creates within the persona. Now, Marin Ireland is a complex and odd character. She's layered and difficult to read for the first part of the series. She's also a damaged character, but Ireland manages to infuse some hidden softness and likability, which works to make the character capable of growth and then more palatable. I don't want to get too much into her character in the off chance that you haven't started the series, but know that what can seem like a rote and one-dimensional portrayal is actually nuanced and full of complexity. Now, storytelling in this I was riveting. It's a consistent game of chase, with the story holding the final boss hidden and unknown till much later in the show. The menace that is shown creates scenarios that are believably cruel and vicious, where anyone could be a target if believed to be in possession of goods or knowledge about the heist. And brilliantly, the show isn't non-stop action and go-go-go violence. There are multiple sequences that take the time to develop the characters and their relationships, enhancing the drama as well as our connection to the players. And the intensity of the storytelling, it doesn't dip. I mean, it's always looming in the background, with Henry constantly looking over his shoulder and checking exits for any potential threats. And this consistent pressure maintains the momentum even if there is a lack of action. Something else that enhances the anxiety and uneasiness of the plot is the infusion of humor. Now, mainly this comes from Henry and Moura, but all of the cast have opportunities to deliver dry and well-timed dialogue that breaks the tension for just a second, allowing us to feel how weighty the story actually is as we quickly return to the stress. And these moments of levity, they're not comedic. They're just simply funny quips that are natural within the script. And the lines don't feel out of character or forced, just some sarcastic asides that can make us chuckle before we've returned to chewing on our fingernails. Now, because I binged this and didn't watch week to week, sometimes the mystery aspect became a little drawn out. Having our characters take 2 steps forward and 1 back, or maybe 1 forward and 3 back. This didn't happen every episode, but it did occur enough that I felt like the underlying who's responsible arc, it was getting a little bit forgotten. Now, I don't think this happens enough to ruin the show, but it does have the potential to make this feel slightly longer than it should be. I was also bummed that a very obvious moment was included well before it should have been. Thankfully, this doesn't come until the final episode. Still, though, I would have preferred more obscurity before this, saving the moment towards more of the finale. I'm sure you're going to get it also, but it didn't make me abandon the show either. Now, as far as captivating crime dramas go, this is a wildly intense ride that should have you glued to your seat, shouting at the screen, pounding the cushions, and then bawling your eyes out. There is such a wonderful mix of tragedy, suspense, mystique, terror, and humor, delivering a binge-worthy story that's going to haunt you for days after. Brian Tyree Henry, Wagner Moura, and Marin Ireland create indelible characters with performances that are engaging and aggravating, providing realistic and tangible personalities that are equally flawed and redeemable. While there may be some drawn-out story moments, the plot delivers gritty and vicious moments that maintain a constant level of vivid dread. There's sex, a little nudity, almost non-stop profanity, and a ton of savage violence. I give Dope Thief 4.5 out of 5 couches. So have you been watching this? Who's your favorite character? Let me know in the comments below. Now, as promised, I've got a new munchie to try. And I apologize for the nasty sound, but Lay's dill pickle flavored potato chips. Now, I like dill pickles. I like potato chips. I'm really not so sure about this combo, though. I've not opened the bag because I want to be able to have the smell hit me while you watch. You're welcome. So I'm going to apologize for the crunchy sound here. It has a light dill pickle smell to it. Not what I was expecting at all. They look just like regular Lay's. There's, no green tinge to them or some neon color that would just be weird. Let's see. Well, that doesn't taste really like dill pickle. That's gross. It has a slight beginning of like salt and vinegar, and then it goes into baby powder. I don't know what baby powder tastes like, but I know what it smells like. And that smell is what I imagine it tastes like as well. And this is just, I like the sharpness of the vinegar on my tongue. That's good. Not a fan of the aftertaste, though. It is still baby powder-ish, talcum powder. Yeah, that's not a pleasing aftertaste at all. Maybe it's my taste buds. I don't know. Have you ever tried these? Do you like them? I will not buy these again. I would buy salt and vinegar because those are pretty good. Regular Lay's also because they're just salty and then, like Ruffles and stuff like that. Anyway, though, for me, I think, kind of miss that. Even though they start off tasting well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.